Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaker Leaguers, we're in the building right now. Spotlight
Is there a
Wednesdays, where
reason we
we
can't see you, P?
actually
Spotlight
find.
Wednesdays, man, where we actually place the spotlight on influential people within their neighborhoods. We have a few guests on the line right now that we had the pleasure of doing business with, seeing in live performance and everything. We have Lacy, Talley, and Frank West. How y'all doing today?
Hey, Scooty, what up?
Ah,
Hey man, it's a party. Speaker leaguers, like we out here. We doing it.
definitely, man. It's so good to hear from y'all again, man. I know y'all been on the road for a while now since the last time we seen y'all at the Cleveland Art and Show. Uh, uh, and y'all just spit the question up. How has the road been for you both?
Lacy, go ahead.
All right. It has
Okay.
been a lot of fun. I've been like enjoying meeting like so many different people and just being in different like networks and markets around Ohio. It's been really dope.
Yo, Frank.
Yeah, as far as me, man, I love to travel and like you said, just meeting new people, being in different areas and like catching up with the conversations because sometimes as artists, your your name gets there before you do. So like just meeting people that have already heard about me or have been intrigued by what we're doing. So that's been awesome.
That's dope. How many cities have you toured already? With just the Art
Me
and
So
Soul?
personally, just period.
No, just with the Art and Soul.
Two.
Oh, so Columbus is the second edition.
Uh,
Oh, okay, okay. Um, well, this is a question for Lacy. Um, like I said, we was in Cleveland, man. We saw you do your live performance along with the paint together. How did you put that together? Like, okay, I'm a paint and sing at the same time.
yes. So that performance is called Nucleation. So that was the second half of the performance. Are you familiar with the process of a crystal becoming a crystal?
No.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. So, the first stage of a crystal becoming a crystal is called nucleation, and it's a new structure via self assembly or self organization. And when I wrote that show, that's where I felt like I was in my life and in my career as a young woman. And I love to use crystals in my work. So, yeah, it just all went together. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to perform this part of the show for the art and soul.
yeah, that was fire.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
super dope.
you.
Uh, when did the career begin for Lacey Talley?
Like my artist career.
Just you becoming you and just finding yourself and knowing that this is what I'm destined to do and what I feel comfortable doing.
Um, I would say I was first exposed to it when I was 3, but I didn't really take it to a different level until last summer. That's when I
Mm.
started to do like the singing and the live painting together. Like I've been an artist all my life, but sharing my singing voice was a very personal thing, so I kept it quiet.
Mm-mm. What made that you finally want to shine light on that part of you?
um, I feel like it just helps with me as an artist, just showing the different sides of myself and just being more vulnerable in my work.
You have a particular well, you have different styles, but it was one particular style that caught my eye during the art exhibit with the it's like an Afrocentric being, but there's no face. What's the story behind the no
Yeah,
face?
my crystal ladies. Yes.
What's the story behind the no face?
Yeah, so I don't add the faces because I want the people who digest them to be able to relate to them. Because it's
Mm.
like Like if you put certain features on a face, like, I don't know if this relates to me. So I want it to be more consumable, you know.
Respect.
When you created this performance, what made you separate yourself from? I know you see a lot of painters out there doing their thing and have their own style of performing. You know what I mean? What separates Lacy Talley from these other artists?
I would say just me being me for real. Like everybody's their own person, and I don't really know of a lot of artists that sing and paint at the same time. So I would say like that separates. And I'm just very passionate about my work and sharing stories and creating conversations with people through my work.
Well, let me be the first to say that your paintings is beautiful. You know what I mean? I shot a recap video for that, and I wanted to touch on as many uh, exhibits that you had and combine them like we were doing. You know what I mean? When you're painting, is it a feeling of for each painting it's a different type of feeling?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like some pieces I would make when I'm angry or if I'm feeling down or I'm happy, you know?
Can that painting get real angry? You know what I mean? Do you start because I at one time I wanted to be a painter, right?
Yeah.
So I seen how the people express their feelings of throwing the paint on the wall. I mean, against the canvas and stuff like that when they're mad or these certain colors supposed to mean this or express this. You got to fill me in on how that go.
Oh, yeah.
Because it got to be
When
stress.
I
It got to be a stress reliever.
Oh, for sure.
So
So like when I paint angry, I don't really like throw the paint, but I definitely use darker colors and like I would zone out for a few hours and just leave it on the canvas.
What is the pressure of doing live shows? I mean, like you're painting, you're freestyling, you're coming off the dome. Like in that instance, is there actually a way to mess it up, or or do you know like, damn, I fucked that little line up, or I mean, like, how do you, that it has to be a lot of pressure to perform live, painting, singing.
So I wouldn't say it's a lot of pressure because I always feel like every time
You're
I
in your
would live
essence.
paint, yeah, like I feel the energy of the crowd. I feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and it just feels like euphoric for real.
So are you
Yeah, I
are
don't.
you able to? Is it an actual? Are you able to fuck a painting up, or is that fuck
I
up part of the masterpiece?
I don't believe in the fuck ups. I believe in happy accidents, like Bob Ross once said.
Okay. I like that.
We got
Yeah.
a question from one of the commenters on here. He says, "Does she sing her own songs first?" My man Gino Tony, like different paintings have their own songs she performed for different paintings.
Ooh. So like, as far as like write my own songs, is that
Like,
what he means?
yeah, do you perform your own songs? One, and secondly, for each painting, is there a particular song that you put with that painting?
So I don't sing my own songs yet. I've only done covers, and for not every painting doesn't have a song, but my newer works do. Like it's this one Crystal Ladies based off the Crystal Obsidian. I listened to Beyonce's Renaissance nonstop while I made that piece. Like I wouldn't listen to anything else, and you can kind of see the essence of her music being into that piece. Yeah.
And we ain't gonna leave my man Frank out there. I know he in the background chilling.
You probably learned some things too.
Yeah, so I know you in the background chilling, Frank. What is? How does? And this is a question for you, Frank. how does being a musician and is it similar? It's kind of like a two-part question. It's a question for Lacy saying like, is it almost the same as being a musician? You know what I mean? When you're putting on that stage or the mood settings, it's the same as being a musician when you're painting as well as, well, for Frank, is the same as being an artist.
Well, we're both artists, and I think the difference between the painting and the music is just the type of expression, because we're both painting pictures, you know what I'm saying, and leaving it up to the viewer or the listener, you know, to have their own interpretation of what they see or what they hear. So I personally think that it's one and the same. You know, like have you ever listened to a singer sing and they're doing a whole lot in the song and you can't really follow?
Definitely.
All right, yeah. See, like that might be a lack of being able to paint a picture, you know, to where, like Lacy said, when she's upset, she uses dark colors, you know. So like if she's not upset and she's using dark colors, her painting a happy picture might be a little more difficult to convey. So I think the expression just depends on the artist really, but between musicians, painters, writers, designers, creative thinkers, I think we're all the same pretty much. It's just a form of expression.
What is your recording process like? You know what I mean? When you're making music, are you one of those punch-in artists, or are you straight through? You know what I mean? You got it down pat. I'm going straight through this one, or are you one? Like I said, are you a punch-in artist?
Nah, it depends. You know, I really can't write my anything down as far as that's concerned.
You must be going through a bad area. You're just breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me? Yeah. You was breaking up a little bit. Go ahead and reiterate that answer. Can you hear me? Okay, so we getting Frank together. Lacy.
Hey!
Oh, you can hear me good. Okay, so how you said the tour life has been great to you. Have you toured outside of the Art and Soul? In between the time that we seen you?
Yeah, so we did another show in Cincinnati. But it was me. I was live painting. There was a comedian. It was food, and it was like a really great vibe. It was in partnership with the Black Pearl Experience down in Cincy.
How was that?
Oh, it was a great time.
What inspires you to do what you do? And even before I get to that question, I got so many questions running through my head. But I heard you have a great promotional way of getting yourself out there and promoting your shows. You have a distinct and unique style of promoting your shows. And once they told me about it, can you fill us in a little bit on it?
Yeah, but I have a question for you.
Let's get it.
Yeah, so what way, like, from the outside looking in, how do you view me as promoting my shows? I would like to hear the intel.
We heard about the scavenger hunt. And I thought that was very creative on what you was doing right there, you know what I mean, just to promote the show. You know what I mean? Because I probably wouldn't have thought of anything like that. So when we seen it and you sending people around the city, it gets them engaged in what you're doing. And we just thought that was dope right there. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, she's very creative. And then when we met you and your personality and the person that you are, we was like, okay, I see it. You know what I mean? She's just a blossom. You know what I mean? From what you do.
Thank you so
Yeah.
Yes. So
But what made you come up with that scavenger hunt?
yeah, so I have a background in marketing and I absolutely love it.
Oh.
And yeah, so it was like when we were talking about the show and everything, I was like, you know what, we need to like get people hype about it. And I figured it would be a cool way to one, get people more familiar with my art, because some of the businesses that I had the scavenger hunt, my art is already inside of them, or they're new businesses that just opened up, so that'll bring more traction to them. And yeah, get more people familiar with my art. So it's like everybody won in that situation, which was cool.
Yo, Frank, you back?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
here.
that's what it. All
Woo!
right, all right, all right, cool.
I don't even know when the phone cut out. I just looked down and
Yeah.
yeah.
He was answering the question.
Yeah, it's all G, man. The career of Frank West, man. Where did it begin? How did it begin?
I began that's as soon as I could play the keys, man. But actually, my granddad gave me a pair of drumsticks and asked me to play drums for him in church, and like that's where everything just started to make sense. Where like
Mm.
I really didn't know that I loved music like that. Like I didn't know that it would be such a major part of my life. It kind of just spoke to me. And so since I was 12, I've just been playing as a professional musician. I would say like 8 months after I got sticks, I was playing for the choirs and like for high school choirs, won a few competitions, started singing around like, I don't know, 16, 17 in high school. And I just fell in love with it. But when I first got on stage and I heard people screaming my name, I was playing I was playing keys and key bass for a hip hop band. And the
Mm.
way that I felt when they screamed my name, it was just otherworldly. I said, oh, I want this feeling for the rest of my life.
All right, before you even
Period.
move on, Laylo has a famous question he likes to ask everybody. At that point in time, was your name Frank West, or what was your first? What was the first artist name for Mr. Frank West?
At that time, they was calling me Frank Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, but as I
Ooh.
right, yeah, as I'm saying, since I've been an artist, my name has been Frank West. Like that's my real name. Like since I started. But what I
Mm.
was doing with the hip hop artist, I mean with the hip hop band, I was just playing keys and singing background. So I wasn't like, an individual. I was part of a collective. But when I
So
decided to
when,
go solo, it was Frank
yeah,
West.
okay. So what made you jump from behind the, being like, "Ah, I'm cool with all this backup. I need some backup." What was that? When was that point for you?
Ah man, it was a pretty funny story. We were opening for Bilal. We were opening for Bilal at the Beachland Ballroom. And I'm already playing key bass. And if you don't know what key bass is, it's just like you're playing a bass guitar, but you're just doing with your left hand and your right hand is free to do whatever. So I'm playing keys as well as singing background. So I'm like filling in for like three people. And they decide to add Pretty Brown Eyes from Mint Condition to the set list, like to kind of segue into like, some R&B. I love the song. I'm like, cool, let's do it. When we get to that part in the show, I can't remember the song. I can't remember the chords. I don't know nothing. Like I just go blank. So I got fired from that band like that night. First time and last time I ever been fired. Got fired from that band that night. And I kind of questioned myself, like, why were we even doing Pretty Brown Eyes at a hip hop show? And it was like my gift is trying to get out and it wants its own space to live free. And so at that moment I decided I'm gonna get on stage and sing my own songs.
Your style.
That was it.
Um, like I love the Dangerous song. I love the Sunset song. The Corvette is dope. What made you particularly go into that
Thank
type
you.
of? I want to call it R&B, but it's really neo soul almost mixed with a little pop. You know what I mean? What made you transition into that type of genre?
Well, I really consider myself just a musician. I don't really have a particular genre. I just love music, you know, and I love the way it sounds, and I love the message that it convey and the story. Like the music goes well with the story. Um, yeah, because I really gear toward more. If you had to put it in a category, it would be pop music because like old school R&B
Mm-hmm.
turned pop just because it was popular, and then that type of situation. So not in today's sense of pop music, or when you think of like cookie cutter or simplistic in its delivery or approach, like not that type of pop, but like classic old school R&B. Like that'll always just be a staple of what I have going on.
And it's crazy because when we first saw you and you were singing, I was like, okay, he dope. But when we actually got to talk to you and sit down with you, I was like, this boy rap.
Yeah,
Rap.
yeah, I love freestyling, not just
Yeah,
playing.
he just looked like he used to rap, man. I said, man, I know he rap a little bit. You know what I mean?
I'll definitely put some freestyle, man. I love that.
Yeah, definitely. One day we're gonna have to get you on the show and let you display your talent.
Anytime.
Yeah, being an artist out the Cleveland area, how hard was it to get noticed? That's a question for both of y'all.
Well, me personally, it wasn't hard at all for me to get noticed because nobody was doing what I was doing, like how I was doing it. And I was having fun, so I had no rhyme or reason to what I was doing. It was like I just wanted to express myself. And so I wasn't outside, so I wasn't hip to like cover bands. I didn't know people were outside singing other people's songs. Like I had no idea. So when I thought about singing on stage, I thought about singing my own music. So I was the only person just out here doing my own songs, even when nobody knew them. So that's really how I kind of stood out because I'm singing my own music. And even when I went to Atlanta or moved to LA or Nashville, it was the same thing. It was just the fact that I was doing original music, and it was slapping.
As a promoter, I have a hard time keeping relationships. So as an R&B pop singer, what I'm saying, it's pretty good, and how was that part of your life? Is that pretty easy, or
You
is it
breaking up?
hard for you?
I think I heard was
Is that
as a
is that
promoter,
hard
it's
for
hard for
you
you
as
to keep relationships.
yeah. So as an R&B singer and soul
No, I can't
singer,
hear you.
can you hear me? Yo,
Hello?
yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, you breaking up. Hold on. Nope,
Yo,
breaking up.
Lacy,
Hello?
can you hear? Yeah.
Lacey, can you hear
Hello?
us? Lacey,
Nah.
Lacey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You must be on the road for real.
Can you hear us now, Frank?
Frank.
Yo. All right,
Hey, let's get back to Lacey real fast while we wait on Frank. Lacey. So let's dive into this. Let's dive into this art and soul thing. What can we expect from you in Columbus? Is it the different show, or a planned out routine, or what?
Hey.
Huh? Can you hear us?
Yo.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear us?
We here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going through a lot of trees. Oh my God.
I said, dealing with art and soul Columbus. What can we expect from the Lacy Talley show? Is it the same? Is it a routine show, or is it something different every time?
So I like to keep it fresh, I change maybe like one or two songs or how I'm gonna perform it. This time it'll definitely be more intimate as the space is more like enclosed and yeah. Like so throughout the shows, it wasn't uh advertise for the last one, but throughout the show it's supposed to be quiet.
Mm.
And you're supposed to listen to the songs and how they relate to each other. I'll give a synopsis before I go on. But
Okay.
it's supposed to be a really quiet, intimate show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what. We definitely look forward to seeing you once we get there. Like I said, we're either gonna leave out Thursday night, Friday morning, and
Woo!
definitely make sure that we're there in attendance before you start until the end, because your show is impeccable. Don't get me wrong. Your show is impeccable.
Sexy.
We never seen nobody do it
Invigorating.
very intimate. He said invigorating. Well, we
Sexy. Sexy, invigorating.
yeah, we never
That's your
seen.
damn fault. That's your fault.
We never.
That's my.
This man done threw me off. But we never seen nobody actually perform a show like yours. It's very peaceful, intimate, and once people, like I said, once people get a hold to your character, your personality, is overwhelming. You know what I mean? So, and everything fits the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? So I do commend you on that, and let's have a good show down there this time. You know what I mean? Let's have a great show, should I say.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words.
But definitely, man, for the people who don't know, man, the Art and Soul, let them know where the Art and Soul is going to be located.
Yes, so the Art and Soul Columbus will be located at Wild Goose Creative. It's going to be in the Franklinton district off McDowell Street.
Oh,
From 6
well,
from 6 to 10.
don't tell me they got a McDonald's sitting on the end of the corner or something.
No, man, no.
Well, that's great, man. We definitely look forward to seeing the show Friday. Like she said, everybody, it's Friday from 6 to 10 p.m. down in Columbus. If you didn't hear what she said the address was, make sure you check on the flyer or look up Art and Soul or and get the information. Once again, can you give them the address one more time?
Yes. I'm trying to remember the numbers off the top of my head. I believe
Oh,
it's
don't do that. Just give them the.
Just give them what you gave us.
Just give them the Goose Creek. What is it? Goose Creek Creative.
Wild Goose Creative.
There we go.
With the doors open at 6 and performances start at 7.
That's dope. We appreciate you so much, man. We appreciate you for coming on our platform. We're so happy to have you, and we'll see you Friday. I wish Frank would have clicked back in so we could have finished out with him, but we'll see you Friday. We'll definitely come up, definitely take some pictures with you, make sure we capture everything that you're doing, and it'll definitely be a recap video coming for that.
Where can they find you at?
So you can find me on all social media platforms at Lacer. It's Lace, and then it's 4 R's. And thank y'all for having me today.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely. Again,
what's the color scheme this Friday?
Oh, can you say that again?
What's the color scheme this Friday?
Ooh, the color scheme, it's burgundy and beige.
Okay.
With a little bit of black.
All right.
Yeah, that's dope. We definitely look forward to seeing you, man. Lacy Talley, man, for people who don't know, man, out of Cleveland, man, real talented artist, doing her thing right now. And my man Frank West, he had to cop out for a little bit, but definitely, man, he'll be down there singing his tunes. Make sure you check out his album. What's it called? The Life of a Lonely Stoner or something like that?
Some of that nature,
Something down that nature. But
Frank West, that's FRANC, no K.
Yeah, West, and just look it up, man. Just tap in a couple songs, Corvette or Dangers or Sunsets, and you definitely pull them up. We appreciate you. We'll see you Friday.
Woo!
Again, man, my name is DJ Laylo. You already know who The man next to me is the host of Millennium, man. I'm about to sign out. DJ Laylo, DJ LAYLO 330. Find me on all social media platforms. Speaker Leaders Worldwide. Look it up as well. Google us, man. You'll find us on all social media platforms. Cool.
CREK, you will get to know me as well. You already know what's going on. Speaking of leakers, we up out of here. See y'all this Friday, Columbus, Ohio.
And we out of here. Thank you for tuning in.